Marcus Aurelius, born on April 26, 121 AD, originated in Ucubi, a small town southeast of Cordoba, in Iberian Baetica. When his family rose to prominence, his great-grandfather Marcus Annius Verus I became a senator and praetor, and his grandfather, Marcus Annius Verus II, was made a patrician. This continued on in the family line. Next was his father's praetorship. His father, Marcus Annius Verus III, and his mother, Domitia Lucilia, bore two children, him and his sister Annia Cornificia Faustina. Even though he was about 3 when he died, he credited his father for learning modesty and manliness, and his mother for religious piety and how to avoid the ways.
During his reign, Rome was very peaceful. Even though invasions of Germanic tribes continued, he made sure that revolts wouldn't last and wars wouldn't spread. He was respected by everyone. He also changed criminal laws and helped the poor and the needy. Rome's condition grew better, politically and economically. But what makes him a great leader is his character. His Stoic philosophy benefited the people of Rome.
After his father's sudden death, Marcus Aurelius was adopted by his paternal grandfather, Marcus Annius Verus II, and was raised in his parents' home on the Salian hill, where he would spend much of his childhood. He thanked his grandfather for teaching him good character and avoidance of bad temper. Concerning his education, he was taught at home of the aristocratic trend. On 136 to 138 AD, Antoninus Pius adopted Marcus Aurelius and Lucius Verus as a request from Hadrian, the current emperor, and the two of them would be the successors to his throne.
When I was giving birth to my son, I knew he was special. Even in his childhood, he was different than the others. Thanks to my inheritance of the brick factory, our family became wealthy. When my husband died, I was the sole parent of my children and was there to see them grow. As for their education, I hired private tutors instead of public schools. This is when Marcos started to live a philosophical life. He was too wise for his age. There was even a time he believed in life of simplicity, and I would force him to sleep in his bed and not on the floor. But thanks to his values he learned as a kid, he became a good emperor who wants to maintain the peace.
In Marcus Aurelius' early life, he was a very good student, very good son, and a very good person overall. When he was 3, his father died and his mother was left to take care of him and his sister. His mother inherited a brick factory, which is very profitable before, and thanks to this she had more than enough to take care of her children. When Marcus was young, he had a lot of tutors that taught him well, but one of his early tutors, Diognetus, influenced him the most. He taught him about philosophy and how to live a philosophical life.
After being adopted by his grandfather, he was adopted again by Antoninus Pius by the request of the Emperor Hadrian. Lucius Verus was also adopted by Antoninus, for both of them would be the heir to the throne. A few years later, Marcus was quaestor and consul by Hadrian's request, and he started to go up from there. After Hadrian's death, Antoninus became the new emperor and Marcus was pressured because he was the apparent heir. Then, he was asked to take up residence in the imperial palace of Palatine. After his first consulship, soon came a second one, but during the duration, he was sick and weak from an illness. And finally, he and Faustina got married.
On 136 AD, Hadrian, the current emperor of the time, was searching for a new heir, and he adopted Lucius Ionius Commodus as his new son. But he, unluckily, died of a hemorrhage. Next, he adopted Antoninus Pius as his son, and Hadrian shortly died after and made Antoninus the new emperor.
I had met him when we were still young, and we were adopted by our stepfather Antoninus Pius. We were adopted so we could succeed him. Marcus preferred to study and read than war. He studied everywhere. He was given consulship and other positions because he was the apparent heir. When he became the emperor on 160 AD, he called me to be his co-emperor, and I saw how he led Rome to a peaceful future. He was an amazing leader, and we decided all our decisions together, and I am happy to have worked with him.
But as part of Hadrian's terms of adoption, he must adopt Marcus Aurelius and Lucius Verus. Marcus became consul on 139 AD and 140 AD. After his consulships, he started to take residence in the imperial palace in Palatine, even though he didn't want to. On 145 AD, he became a consul again for the third time and finally was wedded with Faustina. Marcus gave the succession to his son Commodus, but judged for it because the tradition was broken, and also because he is an extreme egotist with neurotic problems.
The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius was truly the only true philosopher, the king in the history of the world. He was neither an original nor systematic philosopher, but in his meditations, a series of notes himself. He formulated his Spontaneous Stoic beliefs with a passionate religious conviction.
Marcus Aurelius died on March 17, 180 AD in the city of Vondabana. He was immediately deified, and his ashes were returned to Rome and are now rested in Hadrian's mausoleum. His campaigns against Germans and Sarmatians were also commemorated by a column and a temple built in Rome. Since he chose to not follow the tradition of adoptive emperors, he was judged because only bad fortune came for Rome.
My name is Marcus Aurelius. I am the last of the 5 good emperors. I am considered to be the philosophical king of my lifetime. I gave proof of my learning not by mere words or knowledge of philosophical doctrines, but my blameless character and temperate way of life. I believe in Stoic philosophy, which is about self-restraint, duty, and respect for others. I utilize it to surely make Rome a better place.
Hola, soy Dora.
Abashishika skrushka, I see. Papaya mushi.
Ay, bitaw, again.
Abashishi bazay. Abashishita. Asisi shikosiskia. Ashkiski afitsikitga.
Oshkosh bigosh. Oshkosh bigosh. Ito legal.
Oh, di ba po hindi? Balik dito.
No, you didn't laugh.
Что saying? Came in down and down.
我今夕查清楚查，这里头他们有查的，这里面查清楚楚，他们你查清楚楚。啊不，okay, it's good.